did not budge at all. You may get some dipping down. Shapewear and activewear combined had the worst workout of my life in these leggings. So excited. It's everything I wanted it to be. These couldn't fit me worse. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we have the first Buffbunny launch of the year. We have the Buffbunny Warrior collection. This is launching on Saturday, January 18th at the normal 1 p.m. Central Time. And I feel like this launch has a good variety of pieces for different types of workouts. So we do have a good variety in this collection today. Honestly, I'm feeling a little bit lost with this whole collection and what the purpose is, what all the pieces are, because everything has just been so delayed. I am filming this way later than I normally do for my reviews. Part of that was because I had a dental CE class over the weekend, so I literally have like one day to film and edit this review. So I'll be taking no breaks today. But also we're less than a week out from the launch and I'm still missing a lot of my pieces and don't even know if they're going to come. So I'll do my best. I have a good amount of the pieces, but we do have some old pieces with some updates that I wanted to go over for you guys, and I do not have all of those right now. So if I'm able to get those and squeeze those into the review before the launch, great. Anyways, if you are shopping the launch, you can use my code Kathryn. It gives a 10% off. So starting out with colors as usual, we have kind of a muted tonal color palette. So we have some different shades of the same color family. Everything is a little bit muted in color, but we do have some colors. It's not just browns, but we also have a new off-white. This is oat milk. And then we have the pink family. We have strawberry milk, which is this nice baby pink. It's a little bit brighter of a baby pink than berry ice, so I definitely prefer this one. We have rose water, which is this kind of dusty pink. And then smoked cherry, which is a deep cherry color with kind of some brown undertones. The next color family is the sage greens. So I have shadow sage, which is the darkest, almost a little bit of a grayish green. Frosted sage is kind of right in the middle there. And then there's also Arctic moss, which I did not get. That is the lightest of the three. Finally, onto the blue color palettes, we have sterling, which is the lightest gray. We have blue steel, which I've been loving this kind of dusty blue lately. It's like a deeper dusty blue. And then there's charcoal and onyx black. So before we go any further, a couple little updates. For this launch and moving forward, Buffbunny is going to be separating their pieces into pillars. There's the mobility pillar for your low impact workouts with ultra stretchy, ultra soft fabrics. Then there's the cardio pillar. So this is going to be your sleek performance, very sweat wicking fabrics. And then strength training is kind of your middle of the road. You're going to find some seamless in there, maybe some NuBre. I'm not really sure where they're categorizing those. And speaking of NuBre, a lot of you guys noticed in the early to middle of last year, the classic Buffbunny NuBre fabric was starting to feel a little bit more lightweight, not quite as much hold to it as it used to have. As of this launch, NuBre should be back to what it was, kind of a more light to medium to sometimes medium compression. It just contours the body really well and just gives a little bit of hold and shaping, kind of the best of both worlds. So very excited to hear that NuBre is back. Again, I'm waiting on all my NuBre pieces. All right, without further ado, let's get into the leggings. So since this is the January launch, and January is the coldest month, I think. I mean, it's been pretty cold. We have some colder weather pieces. We're starting off with the Colorado Fleece flare leggings. These come in 3 different lengths, a 30, a 33, and a 35. Since I am 5'9", I got the tall, which is 35 inches. And these are pretty simple in the front. They have kind of that classic thicker flat lock seam, just a straight across waistband. These do not have any top band, no front seam, slightly extended crotch gusset, and as with all Buffbunny flares, they do have quite a dramatic flare, which personally I find very flattering. I love their flares. In the back we have a tonal silicone logo with some contoured glute seams. If I had to relate these to something, they kind of remind me of the Rebel legging seams. And the back rise is just slightly shortened, but there's no scrunch or anything. So you could probably get this up the cheeks a little bit, but these are not a scrunch legging or anything. These do have a seam down the side. And what's fun about this fabric is it has this sleek performance feel on the outside, but the inside is this nice kind of lightweight fleece lining. So they're really not thick, but they do provide a little bit of extra warmth. Quick comparison of these to the Colorado fleece leggings, which were the kind of OG Colorado fleece. They're honestly not super comparable. The old Colorado fleece, they had a top band, which I didn't love. These also have pockets. The seams are pretty different. You have a kind of dip down V waistband. These are also a little bit lower rise compared to the new Colorado Fleece flares. So I definitely prefer the structure and shape of the Colorado Fleece flares on the top. It's hard to sell me on a top band, and I was not really sold on this top band. These leggings were also the stirrup leggings, which I didn't really love. We have a guest. We have a Mr. Pence. How you doing, buddy? Unfortunately, there's not a lot of pinto bean browns in this collection for you. Actually loving how these fit so much better than the original Colorado pocket leggings. We have that perfect high rise that hits right at the small of my waist. This is definitely my favorite rise that Buffbunny does. Double thickness waistband. Since we just had pinto here, we can talk about this fabric actually being very pet fur friendly because it does have that sleek feel. The pet fur just brushes right off. So these are a perfect black flare legging if you have pets. No front seam. I'd say the gusset is a tiny bit visible in the front. So it is black, so I'm not really noticing that. Maybe more noticeable in the lighter color. I'm not getting any sliding down in these, even though we don't have a band at the top. Overall, these are very true to size. If you're in between, you really could go either way, but personally, I would probably pick the size down just because these aren't super compressive on me. I'm getting about a light to medium compression. We do have a seam down the side. You have those seams that curve around the glutes, and I did put that back rise seam up the glutes a little bit. If you don't pull a seam up the glutes at all, you may get some dipping down in the waistband in the back, so just be aware if that's something that's going to bother you. I do think that these are a more short glute friendly option, but for me, since I'm about like a medium glute, really not too short, not too long, medium to high on the booty scale because they do go up the cheeks a little bit, and I really love right where these seams are hitting. Cellulite friendly as well because this fabric is on the thicker side, and we have that perfect Buffbunny flare shape. It just kind of skims my calves but doesn't hug them, and then gives me this dramatic flare. Just, oh hey beach. And just gives me this nice dramatic flare that I feel like really balances out my body proportions. So nice dramatic flare, fit calf friendly, and the length on me is honestly perfect. It's just about skimming the floor. So when I wear a shoe, it'll be perfect. I think that they could have used a little hidden scrunch personally just to help them sit up the glutes, but that's really the only thing I would change. I would maybe add a pocket too, because more pockets on flares in 2025, please. The next new pair of leggings we have are the Poshknit V-back scrunch leggings. So that's right, Buffbunny is making their way into a V-back legging. We've tried a couple of V-back leggings on the channel, notably from Bombshell Sportswear. They definitely love a V-back, and this is a style I feel like we'll see more of in 2025. But unfortunately, me and these leggings, we're not friends, okay? Had the worst workout of my life in these leggings. I had to wear a sweatshirt over my waist at the gym because I was just so embarrassed and so uncomfortable. So we'll get into that in a second. But anyways, these are made of the Poshknit fabric. We saw the Poshknit come in the deadlift collection, and I absolutely love this fabric. It is a little bit softer and a little tiny bit thinner than the Poshknit from deadlift. This was how the fabric was always supposed to be. Ultra brushed fabric, stretchy, has a little bit of hold to it. If you like NuBre, you'll love Poshknit, but just really hugs the body really well. I love the regular Poshknit scrunch leggings, but these ones are a little different. So you have a slight dip down waistband in the front with a delicate kind of Rosa style seam, slightly extended crotch gusset, 27-inch inseam, and the front looks pretty normal. And then you get to the back and it all dips down in the back. So you get that V back. In addition to that, we also have a shorter back rise seam with an elastic up the back rise. So you get that little hidden scrunch moment. The tonal silicone Buffbunny logo is on the back left. One last update about the Poshknit. With the way that Poshknit is supposed to be and is now compared to old NuBre that is back, Poshknit is supposed to be slightly thinner than NuBre, but it still has that nice hold that NuBre has, if you ask me. Anyways, let's get into the V-back leggings. Just be prepared, guys. So we'll start with the back. Oh look, UPS. I knew they missed me. UPS literally drove by my house, and it's like within the window they're supposed to deliver my package. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna deliver my Poshknit Sports Bra. And they drove by without doing it, and now they are back in front of my house. Cross your fingers. Okay, anyway, here are the back of the V-back leggings. So they have a hidden scrunch, they go up the cheeks, very flattering on the glutes. Also good for my short glute girlies because it is pretty short back there. You have that seam that goes into a V in the back. It's not a super angular V, but it definitely is there. And when I squat and when I'm at the gym, it did not show my underwear. So that is safe. My underwear is about ½ an inch below and never showed in these. In the light pink, honestly, I don't feel like I'm getting the most cellulite coverage. I think these are semi-cellulite friendly. I would stick to darker colors if that's a concern for you though, just because the Poshknit is now feeling a little bit more thin. We have that little B logo here, no side seams, and even if these worked in the front, I still feel like I wouldn't love them because I do feel like V-back leggings kind of just look like the legging doesn't fit well and is dragging down in the back. It doesn't always look super intentional. Another issue I'm having with these is like every time I move like at all in these or during my workout, it rolls so badly in the waist because it all wants to be brought down like the back of the legging. I rarely experience rolling in waistbands. It's really bad with these. About an ankle length on these, I probably could pull them down just a little bit. In solid light to medium compression, the fabric is very soft. And then we get to the front where we have really quite bad camel problems. It's not even that the appearance is bad, which it is. The camel toe is just so intense that it actually was like cutting off my circulation a little bit. Like it was so painful. Compared to the Poshknit Scrunch leggings, I love those from Deadlift. Those are amazing. One of my top Buffbunny leggings from last year. These couldn't fit me worse. Anyways, looking at the front, we have that soft V. I do like that. And they are a nice high rise in the front. It's just when the back dips down that everything kind of hits a disaster. The gusset is not super visible from the front here. So I appreciate that Buffbunny was trying to do something new. They were trying a new style. I do know some people like these, but I am not the only one who's having major rolling and major camel problems. And I feel like it's definitely a minority that enjoys these leggings versus a majority that are not really loving these. And in terms of sizing up to fix the problem, I talked to some other girls who did try sizing up and their underwear was showing and they were sliding down pretty bad. So I think this is one of those things that if they're gonna fit you, they fit you, and if they don't, they don't. And I would stick with your normal size. Legacy leggings are also going to be back. The most classic of all of the Buffbunny leggings, you have an ultra high rise on these. Goes a little bit above the natural waist, no top band, just a straight across waistband. You have a little 3-tiered design in the back on the waistband, very subtle, just kind of slightly contours around the glutes. Solid medium high on the booty scale, nothing crazy. 26-inch inseam, and NuBre is back to what it was. So these are going to be just classic legacy leggings. Next pair of leggings, we have the everyday Airbrush leggings. These are under the cardio pillar. So we have a performance legging. The Airbrush fabric is a lightweight sweat wicking performance material, but it also has more of a matte look to it. It's a very luxurious looking performance material. Some performance materials can be a little bit on the shinier side and almost just look a little bit cheap. I feel like this one does a really good job. We have between a high and an ultra high rise on these. They're definitely the highest out of all of the leggings today besides Legacy. They're not quite as high as Legacy. We have a little double seam detail along the waist and that goes into the back as well, kind of contouring around the glutes. I would think of the everyday Airbrush leggings as if we took the Legacy leggings and made them into a performance fabric. You have almost the same back detail, except it's 2 seams instead of 3. You even have the same seam down the side of the leg that you have with the Legacy leggings, that kind of single seam that splits into 2. We do have a triangle gusset on these. All right, there was a moment when getting these on where I didn't believe in myself. I thought I was not going to be able to get these on. I'm actually feeling okay in this size. A medium to high compression. Again, you're gonna think you're not gonna be able to get them on, but honestly, like I'm not being super squished in the waist. I do want some waist hold because these don't have a top band or elastic or anything, so you need that tapered waist to keep these on. So if you're worried about the waist area, I definitely would be sizing up. Anyways, we have a little seam detail in the waist. These are a solid high rise, maybe bordering on ultra high. We'll see how they are after my run. I'm about to go running in these, so I'll be back with a sweat test update and everything. I love the more matte appearance of this performance material, and it's not super heavyweight, but it still gives you that medium to high compression. Just a triangle gusset on these, and it's not super visible. We do have a seam down the side of the leg, but it's a more delicate style seam, and it splits into a similar leg design that the Legacy leggings have. So you get that little detail down the side of the leg. Having an extra seam on the side of the leg, I feel like will help these stay up a little bit better. Even though this is a performance legging, I actually feel like they're not too bad on the glutes, but because performance leggings are a little bit compressive, we're gonna go, I'm kind of between a medium or a medium to high on the booty scale here. And cellulite, you will get a little bit of coverage because of the compression, but they're not super thick leggings. I wouldn't expect full cellulite coverage. All right, and here is a full length view. Getting about an ankle length on these. I'm really liking how these fit so far. So I'm about to go on my run and then I will be back with any updates. Okay, I just finished my run and the leggings literally did not budge at all. They stayed completely glued to me, so I definitely would run in these again. I definitely think they could use a pocket to really make them a good running legging. It's just nice to have a little pocket. I will say, because the waistband is so tight, if I lean over, it does want to roll a little bit. It's not really an issue when I'm running though, so it just depends on what activity you're doing this for. And in terms of sweat, it is like 35 degrees outside, so, and it also had some sweat along my back right there, but sweat shows pretty minimally and dries super fast on these, so I definitely would consider these a good performance legging. The last thing I'd say about these is if you're wearing them for running, I would go true to size, but if you're wearing them for any other activity, even like walking more, I would definitely consider a size up just because they are pretty snug. Lastly, we have the Form Seamless leggings. We've seen these before. They're made of a nylon polyester spandex. Ultra stretchy, seamless material. The material has a slight marl to it and it's just very soft, very plush, and ultra stretchy. You have a more compressive ribbed waistband here with some very subtle kind of corset seam details. A little tiny V detail in the front here. And in the back, you don't have a scrunch, but you do have a little serger seam that goes up the glutes that is a slightly shorter rise, so you can kind of gather this up the cheeks and get that scrunch effect. And you also have these little raised seams that kind of contour around the glutes on the side. These are about a 24-inch inseam, but because they have so much vertical stretch, they're basically full length. I did compare the new Form Seamless to the old, did not see any differences. Even though the new ones, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more camel toe than normal. Could just have been a fluke on the day because I personally have not gotten any camel toe in my Form Seamless in the past. All right, here are the Form Seamless leggings. We have that compressive waistband with those little corset details. I find them very subtle. The waistband on these is about a medium compression and the body of the leggings is a very light compression. They are super stretchy. I am getting just a little bit of camel on these and I haven't in the past. I'm not really sure what changed because actually the leggings have not changed at all. So if you didn't get camel on these in the past, you probably won't now. I just will warn you, I just am getting a little bit. Perfect high rise hits right at the small of my waist, just goes a little bit over the belly button, not too high. A little bit higher than the Shape Seamless though. And then on the sides to the back, you get those little seams kind of curve around the glutes, super flattering. That back rise seam goes up the glutes perfectly, nice high on the booty scale, really does not squish the glutes down at all. And the waistband sits right above the glutes. So I find these very flattering. You do get a little cellulite coverage because this fabric is pretty heavily marled. And even though these are a 24-inch inseam, I still am able to get basically a full length out of these. So besides the fact that I'm just getting a little camel in these lately, I do really love these leggings. Definitely one of my favorite seamless that Buffbunny's done. Next, I think this is a pretty anticipated piece. This is the Shapeshifter Bodysuit. And listen, I'm not a big bodysuit girl, but I have to say that Buffbunny is doing things with bodysuits that I have never seen before. Their bodysuits are really like shapewear and activewear combined, and there are a lot of really cool features about the Shapeshifter bodysuit. I was actually able to wear this to the gym, and honestly, I had a pretty good workout and it fit my long torso, so that's a win. This is made of the Poshknit fabric, so it's ultra soft, has a really good stretch to it. We actually have some decent coverage on the top, and we have removable cups, but there's no elastic or separate shelf liner. It says it's a 26-inch inseam. I got about 25.5. We have adjustable straps, and then I'll insert a photo of the inside of this bodysuit, but it has strategically placed mesh panels to kind of sculpt you from the inside. It has a panel along the waist to kind of give you some tummy control, and then it skips the booty area so it doesn't squish your glutes down, but it also has it along the thighs. So I actually felt my thighs kind of like sculpted in. Could have used a little bit more on the tummy area, to be honest. So it's definitely the shining feature of this bodysuit. That's why it's called the Shapeshifter. But you are left with a kind of a monkey butt seam around the glutes. It's not super noticeable, but it's definitely there. For me, the seam sat right where it's supposed to, so that was good. Then on the back rise, this is not meant to go up the cheeks. It is not a shortened back rise, and it's not a scrunch. Quick comparison between the Shapeshifter bodysuit and the Buffbunny corset bodysuit. The Shapeshifter is a more soft fabric. This is the Poshknit. The corset is the Perform fabric, so it's a sleek performance. The bust areas are pretty similar in that they both have an underbust contour and removable cups. They do not have any elastic under the bust. I feel much more covered and comfortable in the Shapeshifter bodysuit compared to the corset. The Shapeshifter bodysuit is also about half an inch to an inch longer in the torso, so I find it to be more long torso friendly. The corset bodysuit has a bonded panel detail along the waist to give you some waist compression and hold, and it's very visible in the design on the outside. The Shapeshifter has that mesh on the inside, but you don't really see it from the outside and you don't know if that shaping is there. And lastly, the Shapeshifter, the back is closed, and the corset, you have an open back with a kind of deep V along the back as well. The corset, you have the short back rise seam to go up the cheeks and give a little bit more contour to the glutes. The Shapeshifter, the seam is longer on the glutes and it's not meant to go up the cheeks. All right, here is the Shapeshifter bodysuit, and it is just so much better on my long torso than honestly any Buffbunny bodysuit so far. Like the underbust area stays in place and it's not tugging too much on my traps. I'm obviously going to feel it a little bit on my traps just because I am 5'9" with a long torso, but so much better than most. First of all, love the coverage on the top. I actually feel somewhat supported even though there's no elastic because this whole waist area is lined with the mesh. So that mesh really hugs against your skin and kind of provides that underbust support without having an elastic. So it's not high impact by any means, but that definitely helps. I do think it's a solid medium coverage on top though, and very flattering with that little seam, the support. I'm honestly not moving around too much, but I'm just going to give it a low to medium support on the top. Perfect for lifting. We have that mesh area along the front. And I think the one reason this bodysuit isn't my favorite is because there's just nothing really breaking apart the waist to the point where I just feel like it kind of accentuates my belly a little bit. Listen, I know my stomach is mostly flat. I'm not self-conscious about it by any means, but wearing something like this kind of makes me self-conscious about it. And it just feels like such a long area of my torso that I just feel like it almost accentuates my long torso in a way that I'm not loving. Compared to the corset bodysuit that had that corset to kind of break up the torso, I would have liked a little something to break up the torso here. Other than that, love the mesh lining. It just provides a little bit of extra security there. It does go into the thighs, and it's definitely compressing my thighs a little bit. Overall, this bodysuit, medium to high compression. I did get a little bit of sweat showing in the underbust area during my workout. With these dense brushed fabrics, like NuBre or Poshknit, it's going to take a little bit longer to show sweat, but it will kind of hold on to sweat for a little bit longer than a lightweight performance material. So it did kind of hold on to that. Then we have the back. We have those adjustable straps. The back is fully covered and it's nice and snug along my waist. In some bodysuits and dresses, I get gaping, so I like that. And then you have the glute seam. It does not go up the cheeks. You could put it up the cheeks. It's just gonna get these seams really high. A little monkey butt moment, which not as bad as I thought because this under glute seam sits right below my glutes. It didn't budge from this area for my whole workout. Sometimes with contour scrunch leggings like the Buffbunny Miracle Seamless, it goes a little bit too low and then gives me a double butt. This stayed perfectly in place. And the glute area has no mesh, so it does not squish the glutes down. Give it a medium to high on the booty scale. It's not a scrunch, so I'm not gonna give it a high. And then you get great cellulite coverage because you have mesh lining that whole thigh area. You do have a seam along the lower thigh. It's not cutting into me. I feel like all the seams have this nice flow to them. I really love the design, and this is about an ankle length on me, but if I were a bodysuit girly, I would be all over this because the fit is amazing. All right, that's it for leggings. We don't have any shorts because it's winter. So next we are moving on to sports bras, starting out with the Colorado Fleece crop. This is made of that Colorado Fleece fabric. It's called the Colorado Fleece crop. It's more of a sports bra in shape, but the whole Colorado Fleece line in this collection is definitely a little bit more athleisure to lounge rather than working out, if you ask me. So we have a 3/4 zip. It zips all the way down to the bottom band, and the bottom band is actually that bonded type fabric. So what bonded means is you have 2 layers of fabric that are actually glued together, and it gives it a little bit more structure and support. So you have just a little small segment of that bonded fabric. We do have removable cups in here. It is made of the Colorado Fleece, so it does have a little bit of a fleece lining onto it. We've kind of a scooped shoulder high neckline and then just a simple racer back. This is basically the updated version of the Colorado crop hoodie, which we saw last year, I think in the Genesis collection, which is basically a sports bra with a hood. I'm glad to see that they took my notes and said, get rid of this hood. I'm sorry if you were a sports bra hoodie lover, you can't convince me that I have a use for this. Comparing the two quickly, the main update, we no longer have a hood. The new crop is also just a little bit shorter, and comparing the backs of the two, the new version is a little bit more cut away from the lats, so you have a little bit more room for movement in the back, but overall very similar. So let's try this on. All right, here is the Colorado crop, and honestly I kind of have to zip this fully up or else it's not really giving me a lot of support. I'd say this is mostly true to size, but I am getting a little bit of flaring away of this bottom area at the bottom, so it doesn't fit me perfectly. We do have this kind of tapered neckline. I'm still gonna give it full coverage because I really don't see myself falling out of this anywhere. Also large cup size friendly. True to size, but if you're in between, I would probably size down just to get rid of this little kind of gaping issue. There is also a little hook and eye at the very top so that you can be sure the zipper is going to stay put. It's never going to fall apart. It's definitely a long line, and I'm getting quite a bit of room around the lats back there. So I like that change that they made. Very smooth and seamless in the back. There is a little bottom band along the bottom everywhere except for this bonded area. Honestly, I would have preferred more of a meet and greet or full length option to go with these flares because I just can't really see myself wearing this sports bra with the flares. It's not really one of my go-to outfits. So this one's not a top pick for me. Here it is kind of halfway zipped. I think it just does a little bit better fully zipped. I'm just not loving the style on this one, how it fits me, but it's definitely not bad. Next we have the Poshknit Sports Bra. Mine is out for delivery right now, so as soon as I get it I will do the try on, but just a little summary. Made of the Poshknit fabric. It has one of those underbust contour seams, which honestly I love those. I think they're very flattering. They just kind of round the girls out, just, you know, give a little sculpting. We also have adjustable straps and just a simple cross back design, and the neck is just a simple scooping V. This one does come in a lot of colors, so I'm excited to try it. Literally as I'm about to wrap up filming, she arrives. Here's the Poshknit Sports Bra, and honestly, as predicted, I love her. This is an amazing sports bra. It fits me so well. I love the new feel of the Poshknit. It is a little bit more lightweight, but it's so soft, so I'm really excited to see how this holds up. So far, Poshknit has held up well for me. We have that scooping, slightly V neckline. I'd give this a solid medium, maybe even medium to full coverage. Side boob is pretty good. Got a little scooping here, and then that little underbust contour detail just allows it to sit really nice and flat underneath the bust. Gives it a little shaping, and then you have a little long line portion down here. There is a little bit of a band at the bottom to kind of help it stay in place, so that may cut in. It's not cutting into me. I would definitely say this is larger bust friendly. You are going to have a little bit of a scoop at the top, but overall the cup space is pretty good. The support is still light to medium, but I really want them to bring the sports bra back with a different pair of leggings, so I can actually wear this as a full set. The contour detail kind of scoops underneath and ends right at your lats in the back. Still good room for the lats back there. And then we have that bottom band with adjustable straps. This feels like a rejuvenated classic Buffbunny sports bra, and I definitely want to see more of this style this year. It appears that 2025 is the year that Buffbunny is listening to us and bringing back our favorites, because we have a Rosa bra. She's back. So this is an old Rosa bra, and the new one does have some updates, so I asked for it. I really hope it arrives before the launch. I think they changed it a little bit to kind of cover the armpit more, so you get a little bit less side boob. The Rosa bra is just a holy grail. This is just like honestly what Buffbunny is known for. It's made of the NuBre fabric. We have a scooped neckline that's not a high neck, but it still gives you that coverage, about medium to full coverage. We do have removable cups. It's a long line sports bra, so you have a little seam that attaches this long line section, so a little bit more coverage on the torso. You have these double elastic straps that crisscross in the back, and it just kind of maintains this wide band throughout the sports bra that just provides a lot of support, but also a lot of comfort. Solid medium to high support on this one, depending on how snug it is on you, and in general, I find this one to be very true to size. To go with those form seamless leggings, we have the Form Seamless Sports Bra. Made of that same seamless fabric. I actually sized down to an extra small on this one. I'll compare my small versus my extra small, and I'm so glad I sized down. For when I had the small, I just like was not feeling lifted or supported at all. I just didn't have any sort of compression. The extra small feels so much better. I'm actually getting some support, actually getting some lift, some shaping, and it's not tight at all, so I definitely would recommend sizing down. Some delicate seam details down the front, a ribbed band, and this one also is reversible front to back, so you can wear this ruched side in the front. Personally, I don't love wearing this side in the front, but it's definitely an option. This is definitely not my favorite of the seamless bras, but sizing down has changed this from a bra that I never really would reach for the gym unless I had to a bra that actually gives me some good shape, structure, very wearable, and I feel confident I'm not going to fall out of it in the gym. All right, here's the bra and the extra small. I just feel like it fits a lot better along the band, really everywhere. We have the little keyhole cutout in the front, and the bottom band is a denser rib, so it sits nicely below the bust. We do get a little bit of cutting in here. I still consider it a full coverage in the front just because this keyhole really doesn't show anything. The support is still pretty low. This fabric just doesn't have the thickness to really be a high support. And I do feel like this bra just gives a little bit of uniboob. It's just not my favorite seamless bra. It's not the most flattering in the front. Again, I wear it, but I don't love it. I'm not having any discomfort anywhere though. And then in the back, you have that little ruche detail, and you can definitely wear this section in the front as well. Full coverage on this side, the other side is more medium coverage. Here it is with that side to the front. This way doesn't give me quite enough coverage. I do like the inverted V though. It just is pretty scooping in the front. And this bra is truly reversible because you can put the cup pads on either side. So they have cup pad holes on both the front and the back. So it's not like one way you can wear cup pads, one way you can't. All right, we have some Airbrush fabric sports bras. These are going to be our more cardio focused, high high impact sports bras. We have the Airbrush Impact Sports Bra, and this one is an update from the Impact Sports Bra we saw in the Journey collection 2 to 3 years ago at this point. It's been a while, but honestly, I always loved this sports bra. This one definitely has some updates now. All of the straps and everything in the back are just a little bit more elevated, maybe slightly more tapered, and the airbrush fabric just has a little bit more structure to the Elysium. They also changed the mesh from this very wide mesh, fine, almost like fishnet mesh here, and instead of just having a regular long line portion at the bottom, this is now a solid like 2-inch elastic at the bottom that just gives you a lot of really good support there. So really great coverage on this one. You do get a little peep of cleavage through the mesh, so a little bit of like a sexy peekaboo moment without being low coverage. And I did wear this one for running. It wasn't my favorite bra for running just because I think I could have used a little bit more compression and support. I prefer a sports bra with adjustable straps for running generally, but I definitely think this one is suitable still for high impact workouts. Okay, again, excuse me, I'm about to go for my run, but just wanted to pop on quickly to review this one. I love the addition of this new bottom band. I think it sits really flat along the rib cage and just adds a little bit of extra support. The finer mesh also just is a little bit more elevated, but it still gives that little like cleavage moment. I think it's also a little bit more refined in the shoulder line as well without giving me side boob, which I was very worried about. So I'm really glad to see that. Overall, true to size. I think if you're in between, you could really go either way. I'm held in this one, but I'm not super compressed. The support though is about a medium to high. I am gonna run in this one, but this probably is not my running bra of choice. I think I could use just a little bit more lift, a little bit more compression, but I'm gonna zip myself into a jacket, so that'll be okay. Even though we have this mesh insert, still full coverage. I'm not going to be losing any girls out of this. We're not at risk of any wardrobe malfunctions. And then I really love the design on the back. It's simple, it's cute, but it has a little bit of added detail to it. I'm actually glad they brought this bra back just because it is nice to have some high neck options. I don't love every high impact sports bra to be a high neck option, but this one was always cute. I just wish it came in more colors because I don't think it comes in very many, but definitely a solid bra for lifting, cardio for smaller busts. I forgot to mention, but on the old impact bra, I'm getting a lot of cutting in to the lats and it feels very tight. It does not feel that way on the new updated version. There's one more Airbrush sports bra that I unfortunately did not get. I really wanted to try this one because this is definitely advertised as kind of their high impact running bra, basically. This would be the Everyday Airbrush Sports Bra. Made of that airbrush fabric. It looks like it has a solid full coverage without being a high neck. Kind of reminds me of a slightly updated Rosa V2 bra in a way. You have some little seam detail along the front. Doesn't look super long line, but maybe a little bit of extra coverage under the bra band. And this one does have adjustable bonded straps. So the straps are bonded, so they stay nice and flat and they give you a little bit of extra support, but they're also adjustable, which again makes all the difference for me in a high impact sports bra. But I do expect this one to be true to size with a compressive fit and should be a solid medium to high support. All right, moving on to tops and jackets. The Revolution tank is back. This is my old one. I think that they have made some changes to it. They said it was more true to size now, so I'll pop on if I am able to get mine. But basically this is your favorite Revolution sports bra in full length top form. This is not cropped. This is a full length over the hip top. So it hits about mid to full hip for me. We have this square neckline with nice thick tank straps. This is made of the NuBre fabric. It is a cute little strappy back, so a little bit more interesting than a lot of full length built-in bra tops. And it has a full built-in shelf liner with removable cups. And you'll see when this one is on, but this one I found to be pretty baggy overall in the waist area. So the new version is said to be updated in sizing so that there shouldn't be a need to size up or down. So I would stick true to size. Again, if I do get mine to try on, I will let you guys know what I think about the sizing. But based on how it looked on the models, it didn't look skin tight in the low waist, but definitely like body skimming to very, very slightly relaxed. So should be okay to go true to size. But if you've been waiting for a full length built-in bra tank, we finally have one. Colorado zip jackets are back. This is Berry Ice from before, but I just wanted to compare because my black is a medium and this is a small. I initially sized up to a medium because it was a little bit tight on the arms, but they've since been updated to add a little bit more space in the arms. So in general, I find these jackets to be very true to size. I would even size down if you really want a snatching BBL fit. But if you do plan to be layering quite a few pieces under this, or you just don't want it to be super tight, you absolutely can size up. But this is one of my favorite jackets Buffbunny has ever done. I have 3 of them now, and I'll keep buying more colors because I did have a little bit of influence in this jacket. But anyways, it's made of the Colorado fleece material, so you have a sleek exterior with a light brushed fleece lining. When I say fleece lining, it's nothing like the Plush fleece sweats we're going to be going over. It's very much just like a thickened brush layer. Think of it akin to like the Bare Warmth from Petula. So we have a mock neck. This is a full length over the hip jacket, so not at all cropped. It does go over the glutes a little bit. It's a full zip, has a little fabric protector at the top of the mock neck. You get some flattering seam details across the front, and you also have these hidden zip pockets in the front, so you can keep your belongings nice and secure. They have little tuck pockets on the inside as well. You also get a nice zip pocket along the arm. I don't really know what I'd put in there. And then the best part of this jacket is, first of all, it has thumb holes, but it also has the little hand pocket cuff-ins, so you can wrap this around your hands and keep your fists nice and warm because my fingers are always very cold. The back also has a little bit of seam detail as well. I just cannot get enough of this jacket. They tend to just bring it back in neutrals, but I would like it in more fun colors. Next, we have the Drape long sleeve tee. This is a modal cotton spandex. It has a nice amount of flow to it, and it's very lightweight, almost has a cool to the touch performance feel, and has some good stretch to it as well. I love little flowy tops like this. Petula does a lot of tops like this actually. It's a long sleeve and it's a slightly opened crew neck, so it's not going to be right up against your neck, with an embroidered logo at the back. All right, here is the Drape long sleeve. This is the size small. I think if you want like a true flowy fit, I probably would size up at least 1 size. In the size small, it fits nice along these little cuffs. The cuffs are actually really soft. They're made of like a soft modal rib. The sleeves are very semi-relaxed, not super oversized, and I have a little space up here, but this does go fully over the hip, super long, so full length, and it does get a little bit tight at the bottom. So I'd consider this relaxed to semi-oversized, but if you want like a really drapey fit, I would definitely size up. I love this material though. I love like a flowy, drapey fit. It kind of reminds me of the tees that we got in Journey, those oversized flowy tees that everyone loved. Those ran much more oversized, but the feel of the fabric is very similar. So if you like a nice flowy, lightweight, even a little bit sweat wicking of a feel, I think this fabric is great. Here's the back, just a very simple design on this one. We also have quite a few little graphic tees that I will put on the screen here. We have the full length versions, which are going to be in 100% cotton. So in your true size, it'll kind of fit like a normal unisex tee. I would size up 1 to 2 sizes if you really want that oversized pump cover fit, maybe even size up more if you want it super oversized. And then they also have cropped versions coming out as well. These do look like slightly longer crops. I do have the Lifting Club crop tee on the way, so I hope that arrives, but it's 100% cotton. It looks like it should be like a waist length crop, not like a super crop. And lastly, we are on to loungewear. We have a new lounge collection. This is called the Plush Fleece, and this is honestly the highlight of the launch for me. I love this so much. So all of the pieces are made of the same Plush fleece fabric. It's a cotton polyester spandex with a thick fleece lining. Like you can see how thick these pieces are. So the outside texture is this soft, slightly ribbed with a little bit of stretch to it. And then the inside is this nice thick plush fleece. So compared to the Cloud and the Threads does not have any stretch to it and is pretty thin. Cloud does have some stretch to it and is more like light to medium thickness. This is like medium to full thickness, just about as thick as you can get for a sweat set, and I love it. It's definitely the warmest sweat set that they've offered, and this is actually something I asked for in my collection. I have to go downstairs and get it, but when I was doing my collab with Buffbunny, I really wanted to make something similar to my Petula zip fleece hoodie that I wear like still like every day. That has a very similar feel to it, and it's a perfect like hip length sweatshirt, but they weren't able to find a good fabric in time for my launch. So like a year later, we're finally getting the Plush fleece, and I am so excited. It's everything I wanted it to be, and we have a bunch of pieces to chat about. So let's get into this. Let's start out with the Plush fleece bralette. Because this fabric does have a little bit of stretch to it, they were able to make this in a bralette. Basically, it's just a scooped neck spaghetti strap design. The straps do cross in the back and they are adjustable. The bottom band does slightly taper in the back. This is very much a lounge bralette. I wouldn't recommend working out in this. I think the fleece would just soak up a bunch of sweat, so I wouldn't recommend it. But we don't have any cut pads or anything in this one just because the fleece is pretty thick on its own. Normally I'm a cut pad girly, but because this is like a soft bralette, I don't really think it needs it. But there is an elastic sewn along the bottom band on the inside, so it still looks really seamless from the outside, and you just have that soft fleece touching you. All right, here we have the bralette. true to size. If you're in between, you could really go either way on this one, but I do think it's large cup size friendly. It's actually quite a bit of coverage compared to the Cloud bralette that ran really small. This is not at all like that. Really like the fit of this one. Nice scooping neckline, medium to full coverage, really good side boob coverage, just a little scoop in the front, but if I'm lounging around, I'm not falling out of this one. There are no cups or anything, so you're not really getting any shaping, but it is that thick plush fleece. I love the security the bottom band offers. I could use just a little bit more lift, but personally I would not be sizing down. Love that the straps are adjustable, and the bottom band just tapers a little bit in the back. This one's probably not a piece I really would go out of my way for. I don't know how often I'll be wearing it. I'll probably wear it because I have it, but if I was picking up the plush fleece, I'd probably go for a sweatpant and a jacket rather than getting the bralette, because I'd probably wear a baby tee or oversized crop with this. Since there are no cup pads, it is possible to get some nippage. I think the chances are kind of low because of how thick the fleece is, but it definitely still is possible. So if that bothers you, just be aware there are no pads. Then we have the plush fleece joggers. I've been living in these in the past couple days. I got a size small, but these are huge. I definitely need an extra small. I will do a quick comparison of these compared to the Boyfriend Cloud joggers, which are already the oversized fit. Those have just the perfect amount of relaxed fit. These are honestly just kind of baggy and saggy on me. I really need a size down. They also have a very high rise, so I have been flipping that waistband over. But anyways, they're made of that nice dense plush fleece, super soft. You have an elastic waistband with an external drawstring, finally. Front pockets, embroidered logo on the left front pocket, simple design on the back with a little elasticated jogger at the bottom. I measured a 31-inch inseam on these, which honestly is just a little bit too long for a jogger. I feel like most women's joggers are like 28 to 30 max. These said these were supposed to be 30. I measured 31 and they're honestly a little long. So if you're on the shorter side, these are definitely going to be a little bit long. All right, here are the joggers. And as you can see, the waist is just like super big. Like, frankly, just too oversized. I really need an extra small. It's mostly okay when I roll the waistband down. I prefer not to do this because I just don't love how it looks. But even when I roll the waistband down, I've been wearing these around the house enough to know that they still kind of slide down when I do this. So I would absolutely recommend sizing down. Anyways, we do have that drawstring waist and I will just tie that. And keep in mind the rise is quite high on these. Again, another reason why I would probably size down. I think they would just fit a little bit better. It's okay for sweatpants to be like, you know, a little bit of a drop crotch moment. So I think an extra small would just do better. Front pockets, I love the little amount of stretch these have. These are keeping my legs really warm. It has literally gotten to 32 degrees in the past couple days in Arizona. So I have been thriving in these sweatpants because they've just been keeping me warm. I love the thickness. I've been wearing these nonstop for like 4 days. No pilling in the legs so far. They've held up to the cats, so I think this material is nice and durable. Definitely room in the thighs and the glutes. Even if I size down, these have that stretch. And then a look, oh hey, did you come to test out the sweatpants? Peach would like to say hello. You taking good naps down there? We haven't had enough Peach appearances lately, which is such a bummer because I love you more than life itself. Anyways, full length view. These are quite long, even on me. They are a full length, so just be aware for my shorties, you may get a little bit of bunching at the ankles. But overall, I love these, especially because for a jogger, they're really not tight on my legs anywhere. So I still find these very comfortable. They're not even tight at the cuff of the ankle, so they don't feel constricting like a lot of joggers can. Next up, we have the plush fleece quarter zip. We have a little kangaroo pocket in here, and we also have some little extra organizational pockets on the inside, which I'll show close up. This zips up to almost like a turtleneck to mock neck collar. We have a little drop shoulder moment and also some little stitches along the arm that I didn't notice until now. I guess to really allow that elbow, you know, to be in there. This one also looks a little bit longer in length compared to the other sweatshirt. So let's try this on. All right, we have the quarter zip. For reference, my hips, the top of them are up here. So I would say this sits between the mid and high hips, not overwhelming my body. So I do like the length of this. Could even be a tiny bit shorter if you ask me. Anyways, this is super oversized. If you don't want it quite so oversized, I think you could really size down in this. Just depends how much room you really want. We have that full kangaroo pocket, and on the inside it has this little mesh, almost like drop pockets that are separated, so you can put like your keys in here and have them be nice and secure, which is a really great feature because personally I never trust this kind of pocket, but knowing that I have a little pocket in a pocket, it goes all the way along the inside, so it's really nice. I love the little zip moment. I'm definitely going to be wearing this. This is super cozy. I love the thickness. Under my lights in my room right now, I'm toasty, but you know what? I like it because it's freezing outside. A little bit of a drop sleeve, Buffbunny embroidered logo on the left sleeve. We have little cuffs here as well. The only thing I'm not loving is the little seam elbow detail they did because it's not really going where my elbow is. It's kind of laying a little bit more on the inside of my arm than right along the elbow. And I just feel like it looks a little bit weird. So I'm not sure it's like super noticeable, but I definitely prefer the regular zip up for that reason. And then here's the back. Again, we have that kind of stand-up collar, nice and warm along the neck, no hood on this one, and very plain in the back. So I think I would overall recommend true to size on this one because it's not super big on me, but you definitely could size down if you wanted. Again, it has some stretch to it. Then we have the Plush Fleece Zip Hoodie. This one is a little bit over hip length, full zip sweatshirt with the split kangaroo pocket. This one also has those little extra mesh pockets on the inside for organization. We have a super slouchy, oversized hoodie. This one also has a slight drop shoulder, just kind of oversized, cozy vibes. Here she is, the zip hoodie. So this is a size small, and after comparing to the Petula hoodie, which I will do in a second, I actually recommend sizing down in this one. I like an oversized fit for this style jacket, but it's just a little bit too oversized for me. I want this bottom band to be a little bit closer to my hip here, so this one is slightly oversized. Stick true to size if you want it to just kind of be super slouchy oversized, but you can size down, and that's personally what I'm going to be doing when I order my second color. So first of all, she's a full zip, kind of a mid-hip length. So again, she's not covering the booty. That's big for me. I don't like when sweatshirts go all the way over my glutes. It just loses my entire body, my entire shape. So I like when a sweatshirt sits right on top of the hips and still allows me to have some shape. We have a full zip. We have the two front pockets, and we also have those little inner mesh pockets on both sides here. Love that little detail. Slight drop shoulder here with relaxed sleeves and nice fitting cuffs at the end, but we don't have any weird elbow situations going on like the quarter zip. And a super oversized hood in the back. Honestly, just kind of adds a little extra warmth up at the upper back there. And I just love how soft this fabric is. Quick comparison to my Petula Zip Fleece hoodie. This launched a couple years ago. I have not worn a single piece from Petula more than I've worn this sweatshirt. I wear it to work like every single day, and I always get questions about it, and it's long gone and they don't bring it back. Petula, bring it back. Anyways, the fabrics are nearly identical with these. The Petula does have that soft ribbed texture on the outside, as well as the plush fleece on the inside, and they feel like a very similar weight. Part of the reason why the Petula hoodie for me feels a little bit heavier is because you have this kind of like lapel on the inside. That may not be the right term, but you have that extra layer of fabric on the inside, and the Buffbunny one is cut right at the zipper. The Petula one is an inch smaller at the waist opening, so I have a slightly better fit at the hip, and also an inch shorter in length. That's another reason why I want to size down in the Buffbunny one, because I just think it'll kind of shrink the proportions a little bit more, and I love the proportions of the Petula. Both have a nice heavyweight hoodie. The rest of the fit is very similar. The Petula also just has regular front pockets and no little mesh pockets. And the Petula zipper, honestly, the one thing about this jacket, first of all, I hated the logo of it, although it's not super noticeable, so not a huge deal, but the zipper on this one is just not great. The Buffbunny zipper is a lot better. It doesn't get stuck like the Petula one. Highly, highly recommend this piece. Personally, I would size down. Just a moment with the hood on in case you like hoods. And lastly, because I love a straight leg pant, we have Plush Fleece straight leg sweatpants in 3 different lengths. Thank you, Buffbunny, for doing the 3 different lengths. Anytime you have a wide straight leg flare, I want to see 3 lengths. The length options are 29, 31, and 34 inches. I wish it was more like a 33 because these are long. So my ultra tall girlies, you're covered because these are too long for me. Very similar in the top to the joggers. We have that elasticated waistband with an external drawstring, front pockets, and a nice wide leg all the way down. I did measure 34 inches on these. The rise is pretty high on these as well, and these are also pretty oversized. Personally, I would size down. Again, you kind of have that flexibility sizing down on these because they do have some spandex in them, so they will stretch a little bit. So I think I'm gonna get the blue in an extra small, just because Buffbunny doesn't bring their sweats back very often, and I have never regretted getting 2 colors of that Petula hoodie. If anything, I regretted not getting 3. This is going to be a sweat set that I wear for years and years. And you guys know if I'm buying multiple colors of things, it's good. So highly, highly recommend the Plush Fleece. Also, just a quick comparison between the Plush Fleece straight leg and the Threads cargos. Because those both have a nice straight to wide leg, I find the Threads to be a little bit more true to size. And again, the Plush Fleece just runs a little bit bigger. The Plush Fleece are also a little bit longer in that tall length. All right, here are the straight leg sweatpants in a small. Literally, I have never experienced this. They definitely run quite tall and quite baggy, so I will be sizing down in future orders. Anyway, here's the front. Again, on these, I've kind of been either rolling them or just tightening the waistband a lot. These ones aren't quite as high as the joggers, which I really appreciate. These are just about a high rise, hits the small of the waist. We have 2 front pockets here. And while these are oversized, they're not as oversized as the joggers, but I personally still think I could do a size down and have it fit a little better. Here they are on the back, just kind of skimming the glutes, but again, they have some stretch, so if I size down, I'll be okay. And then we have the full length view. These are dragging on the ground for me in the tall. I don't think I would get the regular length because I risk them being a little bit too short, but I think the extra small will just kind of bring everything up a little bit. So if you're bordering on 5'8", 5'9", I would get the regular length. If you're like a true 5'9" or above, I would get the longer length. We'll just do tippy toes for now. But nice, wide, straight leg. Super warm, has some stretch to it. I just love these so much and I'm so excited that we finally have them. All right, rapid fire accessories because I gotta get to editing this. Normally my Buffbunny reviews take like 1 to 2 days of filming and then a couple days of editing. So we'll see how this goes. The leg warmers are made of an acrylic poly wool blend. Not a big leg warmer girly. We talked about this on my live. My calves are just too big to wear leg warmers and have them look flattering on me. So personally, I just wouldn't wear those. I know everyone's trying to be like ballet core, but like I never wore leg warmers in ballet. That just wasn't really a thing. Scrunch socks are back. These are another one where I just don't really wear very often because my calves are so big, but you have some cute colors. You have a neutral white oat milk 3-pack, and then you also have a charcoal white sterling 3-pack. So definitely cute. I wish they were just in the regular crew sock version. We have some dad hats as well as the breakthrough belt bag. I've reviewed the breakthrough belt bag a couple times, but I think it's a great belt bag. I love the colors that it comes in. Definitely a nice little tonal look. The belt bag is actually pretty spacious. It does not fit a Kindle, but it comes with an extender that I don't see a lot of belt bags doing. So if you need a little bit more length in the actual belt part, you just pop in that extender and it fits a wide variety of body sizes. And lastly, we have Poshknit scrunchies. Okay guys, that is everything launching in the Buffbunny Warrior collection. Again, this is all launching on Saturday, January 18th at 1 p.m. Central Time, and you can use code Kathryn for 10% off your order. In terms of top picks, honestly, #1 pick for me has to be the Plush fleece. I know I'm going to get so much use out of those, whether it's for lounge or just for every day. And again, Buffbunny does not bring their lounge back very often, so I wouldn't expect to see this back honestly for like another year. The Colorado zip jacket, always a favorite. If you're looking for a slightly warmer full zip athletic jacket, super excited to see the Rosa bra come back as well as the Poshknit Sports Bra. I'm pre-filming this, but I'm just assuming that I'm gonna love that one. The Shapeshifter Bodysuit, if you are a bodysuit girly, I think that one is incredibly well done. I'm just not really bodysuit girly, but super cute. Unfortunately for the leggings, there's none that are new favorites for me that I'm just obsessing over. I think all of them are pretty good. The Airbrush leggings I would wear again for a run, but again, I do kind of wish they had a pocket. The Form Seamless leggings are definitely one of the best seamless that Buffbunny has done, so really glad those are back. I hope when I wear them again, they don't cause me any camel problems. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did. Feel free to leave your comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!